what's going on YouTube? Mr. Football here, and today I have a top 5 video on my top 5 Championship Productions football DVDs. So if you don't know anything about Championship Productions, as a coach, this should be a very relevant topic that you at least know of. You at least know of Championship Productions, their DVDs for all sports, but I've amassed quite a collection from their brand. Just over the years, and I wanted to share my top 5 videos. Now mine are very specific. I've got some defensive ones, some offensive line. So I think everybody's going to have more of a different opinion. I think if you watch these and apply these, I think you'll find some good things out of all of these. But I'm going to tell you what I found out of each one of these. Kind of give a short review over each one. I've got a top 5 here, and like I said, I'm just kind of giving you my a little bit of my background on what I found out of these that was so good. I don't want to give away too much, but because I think you should at least enjoy it yourself. Or I'll at least tell you if it's basically these 5, like this was worth the $40 because these DVDs aren't cheap, and they're rarely on sale. So you hate to get a dud sometimes. So I feel like sometimes you gotta give a short review and just say if you enjoyed it or not. Maybe you find things that are similar that you like that that I coach or whatever. My number 5 is 425 Defensive Culture, Tackling and Takeaways. So this is by Ricky Kuhn, a Southeastern Missouri State assistant coach, defensive line. I've read a lot of his stuff, seen a lot of his stuff on Joe Daniel football because him and Joe Daniel have went back, or I guess worked together. And I would say that this is probably the closest thing that I've found to actually being what I run in the 4-2-5 defense. And it means the defense, there's not really a whole lot of 4-2-5 in this one, but a lot of the culture stuff is awesome to see. I like the tackling and takeaway drills. I use those to this day, and using some of these tackling drills. It talks about a lot of circuit tackling. We do a lot of circuit tackling, a lot of circuit drills. So I like seeing a lot of that stuff. Position characteristics that was also in there. Everybody kind of has their different take on that. It just depends on where you coach. So sometimes that's not always applied. But I did like the tackling and takeaway circuits and the drills that were included with that. That was definitely worth the purchase. The next one's from the same DVD series. I have all 3 of these. The other one I didn't include was the coverages, which talk about cover 2. Cover 5 and quarters. I didn't talk about that. I didn't really want to include that one. I don't really use those as much. For the most part, this one was more beneficial to me. Just knowing the ways that you can match up to different fronts and formations, how all the fronts work with the run fits, and also talks about the stunts that are involved. Those are cool to look at. But pretty much, it talks about all the different line stunts that they use in the, at Southeast Missouri State. So that was kind of a cool one. A lot of them that we use, that we don't use, but we use Eat and Tex and Mix, stuff like that. Some basic ones that I think everybody uses. But yeah, that was also by Ricky Kuhn. Same DVD series. I had to include it as my 4. I really got I got a lot of good stuff out of this. I've showed this to my players. So they kind of understand how the run fits because we named a lot of the formations, a lot of the fronts are very similar, the way that we all call them. So over and under front, outlaw, Indian, I use all those. Sticking with defense, I'm a defensive guy, but I do have some offensive stuff at the end, just for a little, just so you know. But number 3. A little bit different, but I liked this one for, let me just go. It is 4-4 swarm defense, which the 4-4 is just like the 4-2-5, structure-wise. So this is outside linebackers and secondary. The one thing that I took out of this DVD, and basically I bought this DVD from the preview. You don't really get much out of those previews like when you watch them on YouTube or watch them on the site, but it had outside linebacker drills, the outside safeties that are in the defense, and you just don't find drills for those guys. So that's something that was that I got basically just for the outside linebackers. You just don't find that's that specific. It does have drills on secondary, but I got more out of the outside linebacker part of the DVD. So that was a good one. That one's by Tim Murphy. He's got a lot of championship production stuff on offense too. Got some other ones here. My number 2, this is an off-season one, and this is probably the one that I've taken the most from out of everything. And this one is very detailed, and I would encourage this one for anybody that coaches offensive line. This is off-season training, drills, workouts for offensive linemen. So what I did, and I just happened to find this one, and so I've started this thing called Lineman Boot Camp each off-season, and we do like, it all started out as like, working our footwork drills early. Then it became kind of like trying to build our strength and speed and endurance and so forth. And this gives you like a huge like library of like drills to take. It's got hip flexibility workouts, sled movements, medicine ball exercises, body weight stuff, upper body dot drills, like the dot drills. Instead of doing with your feet, doing with your hands, doing like ladder work with the hands. Like, it's all great for linemen. Like, it's awesome. Core exercises, mental toughness drills. Like, I took this and basically made it a whole off-season program as far as like working our offensive linemen. And I would highly encourage this for anybody that's like, trying to, develop what it is based there. You see Oregon Duck players, working out and seeing them like go through their offensive linemen do like medicine ball stuff. They go through so much of this. They go through pod work, skip pull. The skip pull drill in this one's a good one. I like the skip pull drill for blocking for power. That's a good one. And it's just like, it's just a lot of good drills. Like, I almost would recommend this one if you O-line coach. Like, this is it. A lot of good stuff in that one. I can't say enough. So I mean, this is one that I just continually go back to. So yeah, that's my 5 DVDs that I've kind of all gotten over my years of coaching so far, and I'm sure that I'll get more, and I'm sure this list will change as I change as a coach. But I just wanted to kind of go through these once again. My number 5, 4-2-5 defensive culture, tackling takeaways. 4-2-5 defense, run fits and stunts. 4-4 defense, outside linebackers and secondary. Off-season training for O-linemen, and then the 40 drills for winning the line of scrimmage. So that was my 5. Do you guys have 5 DVDs that you like? If there's any that I've missed, I'm sure I've missed a lot of good ones, but their library is so extensive that just share if there's any that you have that you would recommend me. So thank you guys so much for watching this. We'll see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram for updates on the channel, and check out our private Discord page as well. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.